Thank you so much for joining me. This is Billy Keels with Keep On Cashflow. And in this video, I want to share with you why I think that just owning one house is not going to be the key to get you through your retirement. And there's a couple different reasons, and I'd like to share that with you why. One was I was sitting down talking to a friend, and we were talking about this exact same thing earlier, and we sat down and we looked over it with a napkin, and I'm going to actually share some of the reasons why I think that you should look for new alternatives to also help you in your retirement, or even as you're working today to make your money work more for you. Let me just share this example with you, right? Because in this specific example, we were talking about one house, and then with this one house, my friend, he was actually he'd had $50,000 call them euros, call them dollars. In this specific example, it was euros, but we'll take a look at it with dollars. But he was using that $50,000, and that house was going to be, what he's looking to have as his retirement. He loves his day job. He doesn't want to change it, and this is just a way for him to continue to have additional income. And it may be your case too, right? That you're thinking about going out and using your capital. You want to buy that property, and so he's been doing this now for a couple of years. And we started talking about what was happening. He's really happy. He was actually making it's about $100 a month is what he's making after he gets all of his, once he gets all of his money back. So let me just show you what this looked like, right? So on this $50,000, he's actually making $100 per month, which is actually very, it's a nice return. If you consider that's done over 12 months, that's $1,200 per year, which is actually I would say it's a nice return if you have $50,000 to be able to come up with that. Of course, there are much better returns you can get. There are also probably not as nice returns to get. If you think about this, for instance, at a bank, just to put it into some perspective for you, nowadays, most of your banks are probably at 0.50% return. If I use my calculator just to share this with you, it's 50,000 times 50%, or 0.5%, excuse me. That's actually $250 euros per year. So that would be like at a bank. So, right, you always want to ask yourself compared to what? So if we think about, you're thinking about my friend I was just telling you about who's making $1,200 a year on his house. If he would use that same $50,000 and he were to put it into a savings account in a bank, that's going to give him much less returns, which is about $250 a month. But let's go back to the original that I was talking about. So you're thinking about my friend who owned this house and was making $1,200 a year. So, and that return sounds nice, and it's one house. Keep in mind, and he didn't want to do any more. He likes his job. He loves what he's doing. But then I started asking him a couple questions. And I said, well, that's great. And that's also, you're making that $1,200 provided. And I just wanted to ask him, is your place always rented? In his case, it's about 90% rented. So during the year, he may miss 1 month, or there's 1 month of turnover, or something like that. But normally, that number is going to go down if he doesn't have someone in place. So we started thinking about, is your occupancy really at 100%, right? Everybody talks about, and it's not 100%. I also wanted to talk about, what happens when he's at the office and one of his tenants, they have an issue with the house because he doesn't use any property management. He's taking these calls while he's in business meetings. So that was, he said that that's not really so nice. So he's taking calls at work. And then I asked him about, what happens when you have to actually fix something. What do you do? So he either learns how to fix things or he has to call somebody to go out and fix it. So, and he's actually spending a lot of time looking for handyman to do this or that, or if he has an electrical problem, he has to use somebody that's certified. So he's spending a lot of time as well looking for professionals. And then there was also another thing. I asked him, okay, well, yeah, it's great. You've been able to come up with these professionals. So what happens when they actually come out and fix what needs to be fixed? And is it free? And to that he said, well, no, it's not free, so I have to pay him. So if we just said, we used an example, if somebody comes out, you've got to pay service fees. And just to put that in perspective for you once again, so let's imagine that there's an issue, the famous the toilet issue. There's a toilet issue and they have to call a plumber and the plumber comes out. They're probably going to leave you with a bill. Let's just say it's somewhere in the area of $100. $100 invoice. Well, just think about that. So you have one house, you've had it fixed. That $100 invoice, it just wiped out your $100 in profit. So the thing is, like I said, it's a great way to do it. And I applaud you if you're going out and you're looking to buy a house. The thing I would say is make sure that you're thinking about the money that you are going to be using and placing on all the work and the energy and the time that you're going to be putting in to be able to get that $1,200 per year. Because you're going to have to think about, is your place always going to be occupied? Are you going to get the call at work that you're hiding in the corner because someone is going to be calling you? You're going to have to spend time looking for professionals. Those professionals are going to leave you bills, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you're going to do that in this case if you don't have to move out. Let's say the best case scenario is that $1,200 divided by the $50,000 that you initially put in. You're going to be doing that for $2.4% return. So it's always a matter of compared to what you're doing, what your returns you're getting. But I just wanted to leave you with that, right? Because I hear a lot of people talking about and wanting to have one property and being able to do that. So think about the opportunities that are there. You can put it in a bank. You can get $250 a year. If you're occupied 100% and you want to take the calls and make sure that the place is always rented, you can get, as we're looking at this in this example, 2.4%. There's also, you can look at new alternatives. You can look for other alternatives where you can use your capital. Of course, here at Keep on Cashflow, I'd be interested and happy to talk to you about what you're doing, what your situation is, to see if we can also help. So I wanted to leave you with this example. Hopefully it's been useful for you and thinking about as you're building up your portfolio or using your capital. Because, well, once again, just wanted to be able to help and share that with you. So this is Billy Keels with Keep on Cashflow. As always, that's my 2 cents for today. And hasta la próxima.